For Paddy Pimblett's first method of victory, let me set the scene. Paddy has just made weight. He needs good, healthy carbs and potassium to help replenish his electrolytes. So he dips into his banana reserve. When you're eating as many bananas as him, a few are bound to slip through the cracks. Fight time comes and they go to touch gloves. Chandler takes a little look downwards. Is that a banana in your trunks, or are you just happy to see me? My bad, lad. Might as well take a bite, lad. He finishes the banana, but there isn't a proper receptacle in the octagon, so he kind of just throws it away. Michael Chandler will eventually not only slip on that banana peel, but also do a backflip before falling on the canvas, knocking himself out in the process. Easy win for Paddy. Welcome to the top 10. Method number 2, flying triangle. Michael Chandler loves to explode. Big, crowd-pleasing movements. Flips, kicks, slams. So there will be a point in this fight where they are tied up on the ground, scrambling around like cats in a burlap sack, and Paddy ends up finding the back. Michael Chandler, because he is a 3.5 trick pony, is going to attempt to do the same backward slam he did against Oliveira twice, but crucially, remember the bananas from earlier, yeah? Even if Michael doesn't run onto the banana peel, Paddy has still been imbued with monkey-like abilities. So he scrambles from the backpack, up over the top, and he twists around into a flying triangle. Big Mike tries to slam him again, but fades into unconsciousness. Number 3, Rusty Copper Michael Chandler gasses out early. Typical Chandler where he goes way too hard in the first round, like against Oliveira in the first fight, the fight with Gaethje, the Poirier fight. And then Paddy begins to take over late. People say that Pimblett has a bad gas tank because he gassed out against Ferguson, but the only reason that happened is because he beat Ferguson by such a wide margin in the first 2 rounds. Method number 4. Like a great Missouri State proverb once said, fool me once, shame on my white children. Fool me twice, shame on my black children. Fool me a third time, and why do you keep fooling me, man? What did I ever do to deserve this? So, similar to method number 2, Paddy is on Chandler's back, and instead of going for the half backflip slam, he decides to go forward like his occasional training partner Kamaru Usman. He KOs himself while Paddy's on his back. Chimaev versus Usman style. Complete nosedive into the canvas. The 5th way that Michael Chandler manages to lose, he's walking out, making his way down to the octagon, and they check him out before he enters. Herb Dean finds a rogue AirPod lodged in his ear. They get tweezers. What? Pliers. What? A hacksaw. What? An auger. What? And a Q-tip. What? And they can't get it out, so they have to call the fight off. Dana White insists that Paddy would have done fine, and probably won anyways, so he moves forward in a similar way to how Sean O'Malley moved forward in his career after the no contest with Pedro Munoz. Numero 6. No matter the outcome of our feature fight, Jean Silva has that dog in him. So either he'll be really hyped up and jumpy after a win, or after a loss he'll be whimpering and maybe a little bit nippy. It'll be hard to clear him out of the octagon when he's in this state, and the show must go on, folks. So Pimblett versus Chandler starts with Jean Silva still in the cage, Brazilian gargoyle maxing. Midway through the first round, I reckon around the 2-minute mark, Jean Silva bites Michael Chandler's ankles, leaving him unable to continue. Maimed for life, he may never walk again. Numbers 7 through 10 are examples of where Michael Chandler's cheating could backfire. Not like he gets himself disqualified or a point taken away, because those never happen. 7. He breaks his hand on the back of Paddy's skull. After all, Scousers have notoriously hard occipital regions. 8. Both men are fighting up against the fence, and Paddy trips him, but because Chandler is trying to grab the cage, he ends up losing a couple of digits. Despite actively missing fingers, Michael Chandler will protest the stoppage. 9. Chandler breaks his foot whilst low-blowing Paddy Pimblett. People forget, man. Steel cups offer an unfair competitive advantage. His foot turns into a balloon, not a giraffe or a cat either, and the fight gets called off. Joe Rogan gets to bitch about it for the next month on his podcast, eventually culminating with Michael Chandler's second appearance on the JRE MMA show, in which he tells the viewers at home to pick themselves up by their bootstraps, despite his aircast physically not having any straps to pull on. 10. He breaks Paddy Pimblett's jaw early in the fight, and he's in control, throwing big meaty hooks, but later on he ends up in top position trying to fish hook Paddy, and he actually ends up doing some much-needed emergency dental surgery. If Paddy made it to the corner, the doctor probably would have stopped it, but he saved Paddy here. He he realigns his jaw and gives him just enough strength to win the later rounds. And our 11th and final way that Paddy Pimblett could win, in preparation for the fight, Michael Chandler needed to make a big change in his camp for Paddy Pimblett, so he fired his nutritionist and hired a new one. I think he said his name was something like, what was it again? Pustendorier? Something like that. Anyway, this whole camp he's been giving him these phenomenal tasting meals, just the perfect amount of spice and flavor reminiscent of Cajun-style cuisine. So Michael Chandler gets in there with Paddy Pimblett, who throws a single, measly little teep, and Chandler curls up into a ball, practically drowning in a pool of his own bodily fluids. Sabotaged by his own team. Drat. Let me know how you think this fight is going to go in the comment section below. What a rhyme. Shout out to Shauna for being a vampiric enjoyer. You too can get your name featured at the ends of videos by becoming a member today, just like her. Like, comment, and subscribe for more MMA content. We're getting mighty close to the 10K face reveal, so subscribe for that. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't count either man out, and have a good time.